Hey guys and gals, in the last video what we did is we added a logout and a nav bar and did a little bit of logic around showing nav bar based on authentication, and we destroyed our cookie. And in this video what we're going to do, I believe, is let's show some grabbing data from the server after we're authenticated. So since we already have a users table that has some data in it, like so, let's just go ahead and show a page that displays this. So the very first thing we need to do is clear out all this junk up here because we don't need it. And then we need to go to our router. Well, let's create a component first. So let's create a component of users, like so. Now, since it's a display page, it's going to be the index. So index.view. We'll create our little user boilerplate here. So this is users index. And just for now, we're going to say span users page. Okay. Going to go to our router. Now I need to split this out to separate files, huh? I'll do that in a later video. Because here's the thing: if you're building a real big app, like a big app, this is not going to cut it, man. You're going to have, like a current application that I'm working on right now at work. I believe we have almost 300 routes. I think is something like that. So I mean, this isn't going to cut it, but I'll show you guys how to split this out in a later video. All right, so consta users, right? Users equals import components / users index.view. Okay, routes.push. Let's see here. We want to have a path of users. Let me think this through. So we don't really want children in this case, because how the view router works is, let's just say, for example, this is your users page right here. Well, children are going to be things inside that page, and we don't want users showing when you go to like the edit page and delete and whatnot, right? So actually, we don't really want children. We want individual routes. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Component session. Oh, actually, oops. Users. Okay, and then we need to do meta auth true. Okay, so now we need to add a route to the users page in our nav bar. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say users and users. I don't know if I set that correctly. I did. Okay. So then I go to users page. So users page and dashboard. You'll see the routing works. Okay. So then we need to say, let's see. Did I say in this video series we're going to be doing Vuex? I can't remember. Real quick, let's go to youtube.com/channel. No, that's not mine. Let's just do this. Nick Kotenberg. Oh, okay. I didn't know my own username. All right. So videos here, and then we're doing, I believe, what was the videos playlists? This is the GoLang. Here we go. So, playlists. Oh my gosh. It was Axios, Sockets, MySQL, VueJS. Let's decide right now that we are going to do Vuex. Let's go ahead and decide that. Okay. So, all right. So first thing we need to do is we need to create a store. Well, let's get the data. And then we'll add it to Vuex. So on the users over here, I can't decide what I want to do. We'll just do it this way. Store.js here, module.exports, or oops, oh gosh, that's old. Export default. There we go. Okay. We're gonna need to install Vuex. npm install Vuex. Save. And then in our package.json, or in our README here, we need to, I believe, we didn't build a makefile for this one. Huh. Well, I'll do that later. For now, the package.json will be on GitHub, so when you npmi, it will, update what I've added here. Okay. And actually, you know what? It's been almost 2 months. Let's see. Updated. Update. Oh, let's get rid of this crap. Okay. While that's going, we're gonna go add Vuex. VueJS Vuex. So, getting started. We go look at the documentation for this. So we need to create a store, and then the store needs to be set. Where do they have to have a? Where is the installation? There's the. Okay. Thought they had in the documentation. I'll just show you, even though it's I don't see it in the documentation. Import Vuex from Vuex. So we need to do vue.use vue.use Vuex like so. We need to create a store and then set the store to Vue here. So we're gonna say we need a new store. Getting started. We're going to import store from modules.store.js. We're actually going to do this. We're going to say import store like so, and then we're going to include that here. Oops, whoa, like so. Store.js export default store is equal to import Vuex here. Import Vuex from Vuex, and then Vuex dot store. New Vuex dot store object like that. We'll have an empty set of state for right now. So state is an empty object like so, and it should just run with no errors. Warning, export store is not found in module store.js. Oh, that's right. Default export. What's the best way to do this? Because you don't have to do. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this instead. We're gonna do, and we won't need to import Vuex here. We'll just do this. Export default object, like so, and we'll have a state object there. State object. Yeah, I get it. Export default object. Syntax. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time here. Export store's not found. That's fine. Main.js here. We'll say store, and then over here we'll say store is new Vuex dot store. There we go. And that should handle it. And if we go to our view object here, we should see Vuex with basic state of nothing. Why did that show up? That's weird. Active. So we have Vuex. Okay, and we can test that by showing. Let's go into our store here. We'll have state, and we'll say user ID 1. We'll save that, and then you'll see in our state we have user ID 1. So the store is instantiated. All right, cool. Okay, so let's get rid of that because we don't need that at the moment. Now, what we need to do is we need to have we need to pull user data on we need to have a module, a user module. So import users from user module from, let's see, we're going to put it in modules dot store users.js, and we'll create a new folder, store. We're actually going to go into here, we're going to create a new file, index.js. Take this one here, copy and paste that like so, delete this one, no, we can close without saving, and then main, we're going to say store like so, and that should just work. Okay, if you don't know how that works, how the import works is it grabs the index file in the folder, so you don't have to actually specify index, it assumes you want the index. So that's how that's working. Now we need to create that new user module. So user module dot, or is it just users dot j, or darn it, users. Okay, so users dot js. Okay, then we do export default object like so, and then this is going to have, let's say, a state of items equal to an empty array, and we're going to say modules like so. Users dot, whoa. Actually, no, we'll just do this. This actually makes it easier to, and that should just work. User items. Okay, so you see, so what's happening here is Vuex is creating a module inside, or Vuex is creating a module inside the state object. So you can separate state data between modules and logic, and it makes it a lot easier to separate responsibilities. That's what we're going to be doing here. So basically, we're going to have a module that handles users inside the application. And we're going to create an action where we dispatch and request for user data. So in this case, let's create a actions. Okay. Or wait, yeah, is that right? Yes. Vuex actions. Okay, we're going to create a one called let's just say fetch data, fetch items. Okay, and you start out with context and then what's passed in. So I'll show you how that works here. Wait. Yeah. And we'll say return new promise, resolve reject. And we can use async await, which is nice. Oops. We'll say turn resolve. Okay. Console log data. So what this allows you to do is this allows you inside your users model component. Excuse me. Here you can say on mounted. Let's say unmounted. Okay. Let VM equals this. Say vm.store.dispatch, and we're going to use users and fetch data. Okay, we're going to say then data console log finish getting user data. Okay, and then save. Go to here. F12, console, clear all this garbage, go to users. Unknown action, users fetch data. Excellent. Oh, fetch items, okay, that's why. Fetch data. That's what I get for not naming that correctly. So users, fetch data. Everybody then of, okay, so it's not let's see here. Modules. Oh, this is all dirty. All right, users and index and users here. Okay, so we should be able to just do All right, we gotta go look at modules real quick. Module A, module, so A, module A should state actions. Okay. So I should be able to do I know what the problem is. It's not I didn't do namespace. Namespacing, this is why. It doesn't know what that is. So basically what's happening is in the store object, okay, when you call the state object, or you call the store object, it registers everything in the module as if it's an action. So if you say actions fetch data like so, okay, then the users module over here, it's going to complain because it's the same thing, right? It doesn't differentiate between the module itself and the actions inside of Vuex. But if you namespace the module like so, space true, it will differentiate. So here, I'll show you how that works. So we'll go into here like this. We'll clear this out because we don't need that junk. Go into our example here, and we'll go to users. Oh, did I not? Modules. Is it name? Its name is space. Name. Oh, name is spaced. Gosh. All right. There we go. So clear this out here like so. Go to the example. Refresh just to make sure we got all. Oh, this is not going my way today. Console log vm.store. Okay. Store state object users. Okay. Just a second here. Oh, okay, I feel so dumb. All right. So, what happened was I had capitalized the variable here when I bring back that object from the users module, and so the view store here, I'll show you it. So basically, in the store itself, the only module it knew about here is state is uppercase users, but I was requesting undercase users. See that? So, oops, I messed that up. Okay, so we're actually going to fix that here. I'll show you. Users, like so. And I actually don't like using uppercase, so I'm going to switch that back. But I just want to show you it actually does work. So then we go to users, and then look, finish getting user data. So it is working. So anyway, we're going to go back to lowercase. We're going to go into the store over here, and we're going to just fix this to be lowercase because I do not like uppercase. All right. Fine for Go, not fine for JavaScript. All right. So there. Okay. So you can see our store. So what's happening basically is we can store our data in Vuex, and then we can request grabbing data anywhere in the application. So instead of tying the user data to the user's index page, we can grab data, store it in Vuex, and then when we need to make sure it's filled, we can do it anywhere in the application. So this is a very, very, very useful technique. So, all right. Also, that data is available anywhere in the application. Now, in this specific use case, you probably would just grab it and store it in this local component because we have no need for it anywhere in the application, anywhere else in the application. But I'm going to show you how Vuex works, so that way you can see later on if if you're doing a private project and you realize that, hey, I have something like, let's say, user types. Something that's kind of something that's not tied directly to it, to index page or something, then it's available globally in the application. You can use it anywhere. Or something even more relevant, user roles. Like, say you have permissions that allow you to say, hey, this user can only see this page A, B, and C. I don't want them seeing page D. Well, you can store user roles in the store, and then anywhere in the application, you can always check against that user role to make sure the user's authenticated for the page they're requesting, or not authenticated in some cases, right? Anyway, so even though it's not necessarily necessary for this component, I want to show you how Vuex works, and so you can use it properly later on. Okay, so the very first thing we need to do is we need to display users, right? So let's just create like a table of users. We're going to use UIKit's table component. We're not going to make it super pretty. I'm not interested in that you guys can take the time to make it look nice and do what you got to do. So we're just going to create a basic table, UK table, like so. We'll put a caption on, why not? Users page, T head. I don't think we didn't have very much, did we? We had just like a first name, last name, email. Yeah, okay. So table head, we'll say first name, th, last name. Whoa. Name, th, and then we'll say email, and then we'll leave one open for options. So we can have like a delete button, edit button, that sort of stuff. Okay, T body. Okay, so TRV for user and now I understand there's no users in this component yet, but I'm going to show you how to map it to the store here in just a second. Before users and user, and we'll say TD, right? User dot first. We're going to just copy and paste that. Just have to type it out multiple times. Last, and email. Okay, and then we'll have a couple. Well, UIKit doesn't have any default super small buttons, so it's gonna not be pretty, but we'll just add a. I really suggest using Font Awesome. Honestly, there's a lot better stuff in there. But anyway, we'll just do some button class default like so. Copy and paste. We'll say button, delete button, and then we'll say type button. Actually, I believe UK button does it for you. And then we'll say, is it primaries? Well, we're going to find out real quick. Primary, and then we'll say delete, and then edit. Okay. Now on our application itself, it's not going to show any users because we have nothing in the state at the moment. So let's go ahead and first map the state of the store object to this component. So it's going to be a computed property. Okay. So computed, like so. They're going to say map state. I'll show you where this comes from in just a second. Oh, we need to splat it out. And we'll say map state users. It's going to be state state.users.items. Okay, now we need to import map state from Vuex. Import map state from Vuex. Okay, there we go. And still nothing because, well, there's no data in the store object because our fetch data does nothing. So let's go ahead and add some dummy ones in just to show you it works. So there we go. We'll say ID1 first test last. Oh, now foo, right? Bar save, and we should get some users foo bar with edit and delete. Cool. So now we need to actually grab this data from the server itself. So let's go ahead and empty this back out. That was basically just a demonstration that to show you that the this component was mapped to the the store, the module inside the store. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see here. Okay. Oh, what's this error? Users don't define instance. Make sure appropriate. Oh, that's because I probably hit save before I finished actually finishing that part. Okay. So now we need to make a request to the server, and we were using server here to make requests. So we need to import. Or do we? Oh, we actually saved it on server. Okay. So now we need to do on main component here. We need to allow access to the root object. So we're going to say root is equal to an empty object for now, and then we're going to say actions set root like so, context dot data, and we're going to say context dot state dot root is equal to root. We'll just do this. There we go. And then here on mounted, we're going to say this dot vm dot store dot dispatch set root to VM. Okay. And now we should have access to the root object. So data root, you'll see authenticated loading. Okay, so we have access to the root object under our state now. We didn't have that before. So that means we can go into, well, let's see, Vuex modules, the state object, and it should show you what's available on there. Alright, so now I need to splat this out to make it easier to understand what's going on there in the users module. So I'm going to show you here, console log object.keys for context. Then we console log here, and we'll see that when we navigate to users, we get these 6 possibilities here. I like to actually have them visually available, so I don't have to memorize them, because sometimes it's hard to switch between server and client side to memorize them. So I'll just state, and then root getters, and then root state. Okay, there we go. All right. So now, actually, before we do that, let's see. I want to see something real quick. Context, console log, context. If I remember right, I believe you can't get to the server from just the store itself. So let's see, state items, we can't get to it from there. Root state, we can't, well, we can get to it from here, right? But we can't get to it from the store itself. So let's see, server, dispatch, no. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to do it the other way. All right, so root state, root, and then you can see we have the server object is available. Where's it at here? Server. Where is the server? Right there. Okay. So we can say root state dot server dot request. We're going to have to create this function here. And we're going to have to let result equals await. Okay, and then in the server itself, let's see, with test auth login, so we create a new function, request. Okay, and we're going to have a URL, right, with data that we're going to request. And then we'll have a method that we're going to default to get. Okay. Go. Let self equal to this. Return new promise. Resolve reject. I think I actually didn't. I'm pretty sure I created a. Didn't I create a snippet? Bless you. I guess I didn't. Oh, I did. Oh, I need to start using that. Okay, I have a snippet for promises. All right. So, let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna say let URI equal to self dot base URL plus URL, And then let's do this. Let's do because I'm not sure exactly how I want to format this right now. So we're gonna say if not URL, then return reject invalid request. Okay. Or type of URL is not equal to string. Okay. And then we'll say URL 0 is not equal to, then we'll say that, otherwise this. And that way I can pass in to the request, I can pass in users like that, or I can say users. This gives you a little bit more flexibility. Okay, so that's the URI. Then we need to actually call Axios itself. Axios. Okay. Method is going to be method there, and then or we're going to actually do this because one of the fun, interesting things about JavaScript, which the reason why I don't like JavaScript, is if you pass in undefined right here, it's going to pass undefined down here. Even though you're saying, hey, default this to get, that's only if there's no parameter. So kind of frustrating, something I'm not really a fan of. So actually a way to avoid that is to say method is equal to method or get, like that, and then you can, I don't think you should even bother with this default parameter. I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't even like it. There we go. Okay, URL is equal to URI, and then data. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because with Axios it depends if it's post or not. So we're gonna say if method is equal to post, then we do qs.stringify data, and then data itself is going to be data is going to be equal to data or, excuse me, sorry, empty object, had an itch. Or, and if I remember, I think you can just pass in data as an object, I believe. I'll have to look at that in a second. Axios, let's do it now. npm axios. There we go. This is turning into a long video, huh? Okay. After this, we get this request, we'll be done and we'll create a new video because this is getting way too long. It's params. Okay. So we're gonna actually have to do it this way. We're gonna say let packet equal to method URI like so, and then we'll say if method is equal to post, then packet dot data is equal to qs.stringify the data, like switches are always faster. Switch method case post break the packet equals qs.stringify. Reason why is HTTP has no way to parse JSON, so you have to stringify it so it can be parsed server side. And then we'll say case get break, and actually, a post, and well, we'll do that later. Packet dot params are equal to just data, and then we pass in this packet like so into the Axios module, and then we can do then let's see, then res resolve res.data, and then catch reject. Okay, now let's separate this out a little bit so it's easier to read, or save that, and we should be able to just do this. So users, and then server side, I don't think we have a route for users. Let's see, auth home, no we don't, so we're gonna have to create one. So new folder, users, oh, you know what, I just realized I forgot my own folder structure. Router status, okay, so router doesn't have, all we have is the status, we don't have users, so we're going to need to create that. Okay, just a second, I have to go to the bathroom. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Okay, so we were about to request data from the server on the users module, right? So, something I just remembered that I kind of forgot about because it's been on such a long time is that we had version controlled and we had set up models and routes for the server, and the server is actually not ready to to show any data yet, so we need to go and set that up. So I'm not sure if I should do it in the next video. I think that might be the best thing to do. So as I think about this, I think I'm going to stop the video now, and I'll label this like client side setup, and then the next video I'll show server side setup. I think that's the best way to go. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.